Hi, today we're going to be talking about heredity, more specifically non-Mendelian heredity. There are 8 modes of transmission according to this principle. The first we're going to be talking about is called polygenic. What this means is that more than one gene affects a certain trait. For example, height and skin color. When looking at height, there are not just short or tall, there is a wide spectrum of heights in between these two extremes. The same can be said for skin color because there are all types of skin tones. The second type is pleiotropic, which occurs when one gene influences two or more seemingly unrelated phenotypic traits. For example, people with a hereditary disorder called Marfan's syndrome have a set of seemingly unrelated symptoms, including unusually tall height, thin fingers and toes, heart problems. These symptoms don't seem directly related, but as it turns out, they can all be traced back to the mutation of a single gene. The third and fourth are types of genes that have multiple alleles. The third is incomplete dominance, which is a form of intermediate inheritance in which one allele for a specific trait is not completely expressed over its paired allele. This results in the third phenotype, in which the expressed trait is a combination of the phenotypes for both alleles. An example of this would be when red roses are crossed with white ones, producing a pink rose. The fourth transmission is codominance, which is when alleles of gene pairs of a heterozygote are not fully expressed. This results in a phenotype that is neither dominant or recessive. Now, the fifth is environmental effects. This occurs when certain gene expressions are affected by the environment. An example of this would be temperature-dependent sex determination, also known as TDSD, that affects sea turtles when the sex of the egg is determined by the temperature.
The sixth transmission is epistasis, which is the interaction of genes that alter phenotypic ratio. An example would be when two recessive parents have an offspring expressing the dominant trait. The seventh is known as linkage, because the genes are located on the same chromosome. They can be autosomal or sex-linked. An example of sex-linked is color blindness and hemophilia. The last is gene dosage. This pertains to the amount of a particular gene present in a genome. In eukaryotes, most genes are autosomal and are in copies of 2. Alterations in gene dosage can be caused by gene insertions or deletions, which is significantly associated with quantitative and qualitative phenotypic traits and is linked to many genetic health problems. The final thing we will be talking about is epigenetics. This is the study of gene expressions, active versus inactive, that do not involve changes to the DNA, which means a change in phenotype without a change in genotype.